Welcome to FMA Talk Live. How is everybody doing? I'm your host, Datu Tim, and I'm having a little technical difficulty here. My best bud is, I sent him the wrong link. Oops. So, the show is live. I've got a few people. Hey, Ty, we were just talking about you.
Hey. Yeah, for some reason, I guess the other link didn't work, but I'm here now.
Well, I was just telling everybody that you were delinquent. No. No, what happened is I did a pre-show today, and I may have accidentally sent you the link for that.
Ah, okay.
We already got someone making a comment. Hey, Mr. Wolf from Ohio. And look, Lyman from the main man.
Nice.
He is the main man.
Happy New Year, both of you.
All right. So, everybody, this is the season 3 premiere. Who would have thought we would have last 3 seasons, let alone 3 shows?
Right.
You're like, oh, Hartman's going to drive someone crazy. Ty isn't a glutton for punishment. And he goes, Ty says, hello, Ty. And we got a nice, can't wait to see what you have going today from Romeo Bravo. And then Steve Benko. So it looks like a bunch of people got the right memo. Unfortunately, I just gave Ty the wrong invitation. Maybe that was by design.
Something happened to your micro voice or something just now.
Can you hear me?
A minute ago. No, yeah, it was real loud and rough.
That's because I talk like this. Let's find out here. Let me make sure I got my audio settings right. Yeah, okay. Looks like I'm everything. I was doing a pre-show today. I did a couple shows today because I tried to do a weekly update for my school. And I was having some issues during that, from some video issues and stuff. I don't know if it's my connection. I am doing Wi-Fi. I wouldn't mind having a direct cable in this room. Who knows? We're working on stuff. Mr. Rebello, hey, how you doing, sir?
Nice. Info Joe, good to see you.
So I've got an announcement already for next week's show, because this is what we're going to talk about the future. Next week's show, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about the future. Oh, Noah says, hello. How you guys doing with snow in New York, Sir Tim? Well, here's the funny thing. We don't have any snow. We don't have any snow. I'll get this hooked up. So next week, our show is going to be about the future of Filipino martial arts and how Ty is echoing. Talk to me, Ty.
Oh, it's me echoing? That's weird.
I don't think you're on your microphone. I think you might be on your computer. I hear just a little.
Yeah,
yep, echo. That's what Romeo Bravo's saying.
That's the same normal setting that I used before.
Oh, you cut out there for a moment there too.
I
don't know. Okay. Well, this is what we got, guys. I wish I could do something about it.
Good.
All right.
Browser.
Okay. Headphones. Okay. Oh, maybe it's this headphone. Okay. So, first of all, as far as the snow goes, Noah, it's not. It's really not that bad here, and the reason why I say it's not that bad. Hey, Joe Lennon, how you doing, sir? Because, that's weird.
What?
I'm hearing different noises on your end as you're doing whatever you're doing.
I was trying to change microphones.
Okay. So, here we go. I'll do the, okay, so I'll present this. Okay, screen. And I'll do this. Here we go. Share. So everybody, this is what I dealt with on Christmas Day. Boom. If Ty uses headphones, he won't echo or move the mic away from the speaker. Okay, whatever. I don't know.
I know that's the same exact configuration.
Yeah. How you doing? We're doing. So, here we go. This was Christmas Day. This is a bunch from Christmas Day. Wait, and that was in front of my school. That's about it's above my waist. And okay, here we go. And there's Tier after I did the whole driveway. And here we go. Any moment. It's all Christmas. This is all Christmas Day. And this picture is New Year's Day. Sunday to Sunday. Wow, look at all that. Look at all that green. So, you don't like the weather? Wait a couple days. You know, the funny thing is when we had that November snowpocalypse where we literally had 8 feet of snow, which people said, well, if it's 8 feet of snow, how come it's not above your car? Because it compacts, it melts, it blows. When you get like 2 feet of water, does it sit 2 feet above your driveway? Hell no. So, but, you know, even when we had the 8 feet of snow, it disappeared like a week later. So did you put yourself on mute on purpose? Okay. Oh, the hell with them. So, let me see here. Maybe there's something I can do here. Can I do something? Okay. Come back in, Ty.
What do we got now?
Guys, is that better? Let me hear you talk, Ty.
I'm here. You're a lot quieter, so maybe I just could have you quieter.
Well, okay, so this is StreamYard. There's a stereo option, but to listen to stereo, you have to get rid of, wait for it, echo cancellation. So, do we have an echo with Ty anymore? A lot better from Noah. Okay. So that was me playing with stuff. And look who showed up. Craig Mason. Go figure. So, all right, let's get back in. Let's go talk about what we're doing here. So, for the future, we got a few things going on. And one of which is we're going to do the future of martial arts. Next week's show, we're going to have Miss Shia on for our kids in the martial arts, youth's doing it. And she's the youngest modern Arnis adult black belt. By the time she's 11 years old, she started when she was 3 years old, shown footage of her, and everyone's like, whoa, still room for improvement because, you know, she's only 11 years old, soon to be 12. But sparring champion, both open hand and stick. Usually takes out people 3 to 6 inches above her. Well, actually, usually whoops the snot out of the adults in our class, too. She can adapt. I taught her actually, she didn't know Hubud. I demonstrated Hubud with her, and she was like, oh, I can do that. And everyone's like, how long has Hubud been doing this? What is that, about 30 seconds? Yeah. Right. So, and if we're going to teach, oh, hey, Frank says hello. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
How you doing? And I've got my my buddy here. I got my other co-star. He's looking for food. So we got some cool things. Let's first start. Ty, what did you do during the break? And what did you get done? Any martial arts?
During the week the weekend, I went to Texas and did my annual visit to my Kung Fu teacher and did the Chinese New Year thing.
Nice.
Saw Guru PG Abel.
How's he doing?
He's doing well. Well, except for the knees, of course. But
you know. Yeah, I can relate to that. Mine's not knees. Well, my one knee is, well, actually, it's all musculature. So I So what a lot of people might not know is I have a heel spur and a bone fragment. I'm going to need surgery, and hopefully I can do it next December during the break because it's going to take about 2 months for it to heal. Even if it's just halfway healed and I can move around on it, it's just going to get in my way, then I'm okay with that. Yep, Frank was on the podcast. So was Tim Gillette recently, and actually said some nice things about you and your testing, Joe. Which Joe and we need to talk about the future as well. So, did you do any teaching of Arnis down there?
No, we in fact actually we just reviewed a fair, but it was a much shorter, smaller event this year.
And it was a kung fu thing.
Yep. Yeah. I did brush up a little bit of Arnis with one of the guys who wants to start a training group down there. He's we'll get him do that.
So, what else anything else martial art during the break?
No, that was it. Now I got to fly out tomorrow.
Okay.
More trips.
So I been working hard in the club. Got some new developments coming out, some new nomenclature. And yes, Ty was on the show as well with Frank. Dead tired. Hey, Coach Danny. Okay, that's it. We definitely got to sketch the coach. We got to talk to you about getting you on the show. Like, let's a specific date. I got a few ideas. There's a bunch of people we're going to be doing things with. Like next week, I have kids in the martial arts. That's going to be that one. When I'm flying back from Jacksonville. Not a good day to have a guest. But Coach Danny, while you got on here, how is February 6th? It's a Monday. We'll just throw that out there. So, but for those who are non-Filipino martial artists watching this, which I doubt there's many, because why would you watch us? A lot of times we wonder why the Filipino martial artists guys are watching us, but that's okay. Generally, there is not a dedicated nomenclature or a standardized nomenclature. I recently talked to some people about I'll make it happen. Okay, Coach Danny will be on the show on February 6th. There we go. Done. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So we're going to be doing a bunch of things here and there. We got some stuff planned. PG Tye. Must be. Are you doing an FMA thing gathering in the spring this year?
Yes, I still haven't picked the date though.
Yeah, don't worry about it. PH, PF, PLM, NOP. We don't care.
That's right.
I would go with PU. Because he stinks. Okay. So we're going to be going through a bunch of different things. We're not implementing some of this stuff right at this moment. But like I said, I'm working on doing a bunch of things with nomenclature, stuff like that. So I've got some good things for us for the show or for our organization. Also working on Coach thought that was cool. Also working on doing a series where we're going to talk about using terminology and sharing it with people and letting like you had made a Modern East logo a while back.
Mm-hmm.
That if people wanted to use it for their Modern East schools, long as they weren't altering the graphics, you were just letting them use it free of charge.
Right.
But once they started mutating it, then they had to stop and do their own work.
Yeah, I paid my sister to make the design. I figured it would be.
Yeah. Tell us, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good.
Actually, a whole bunch of those guys are. I got a bolt. So I'm doing my first hybrid seminar of the new year, which I wasn't sure if I was going to do any, but things worked out. Let me see. Would love to have you at the spring camp. He must be talking to you. Coach
Oh,
Danny.
right. Yeah, that's it's hard to get all the way over there.
Yeah, that
I'd like
I,
to.
I would love to do that as well. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm going to be down in Orlando that week. Actually, I'm doing our Orlando camp. Both of you, okay? You know what? There's always a future one. We could talk about that in the future. Like, I'm doing our Florida camp the 17th through the 19th of March, and then I'm staying through for the Elite Conference, the My Elite Conference, the weekend after, which is the same weekend as the camp. So, but we definitely need to also pick your dates, because what I want to do is put them up on the website.
It might actually end up being in April sometime. This because of all this.
See what I get here. Do you see this, Ty?
Which
Renee, look at this comment.
Oh, right.
What's up, my friends? And Tim. and Tara, Danny's saying exactly, absolutely. Yeah, everyone's doing well, even though you're visiting us there, Renee.
There you go.
And hello, Mr. Hiltz. So, I'm glad you guys are all on, because I'm going to be talking about you guys shortly. I want to talk about what I did. I've been doing a lot of little things, but I was supposed to see Tom Sodas this past weekend. And I've been meaning to see him in person for a long time. And I just, and unfortunately I had to cancel this one because something came up. We were doing a living celebration for Dr. Mungji, who was celebrating 60 plus years in the martial arts. While I was there, I made a whole bunch of contacts, and our good friend Tuhan Bobby Ladra visited me at the hotel, and look what he gave me.
Yep, saw that. And you said it was signed, though, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, this is Bobby. I can put my middle name Bob. It's okay.
There you go.
And I'm like, don't you really want this? No, I don't. You study the art, I don't. And I'm like, all right, well, sooner or later, this is going to find a home. So for any of you guys that have modern arnis or Remy Praesus artifacts, signed books, sticks, he's got a phenomenal weapon bag that has it on there. And you're looking to get rid of it. If it's time to say, hey, listen, I want to give this to somebody, I would love to take it. I am not looking to give this to a martial art hall of fame, because I don't trust any of the martial art hall of fames, because if they go under, what do they care about all the individual stuff,
Right.
What I want to do is find the next generation people. Like, I've got a stick bag that Bruce Chutnick had. So the bag I have a bag that Bruce Chutnick had custom made for Remy. It was leather, Western leather, phenomenal seals. Eventually, Remy gave that to Glenn Abrasi. Now, before Glenn Abrasi passed on, we met in Sacramento a few years back, and he gave it to me and made a big speech about it. I almost broke. Well, I did break down and cry a little. I shed a tear. Mm-hmm. And I took it for me. But shortly after that, like a month after, I'm like, hey, I need to find someone to take this. Mm-hmm. Not because I want to get rid of it, because I want this to continue on to our next generation. So I've got a few of Remy. I've got a black belt of Remy's that we had custom made for. We both had matching black belts. And I have a Tokaido Modernist black belt that he wore. Hardly worn, but he wore it. I've got sticks that he had custom made in the Philippines. I have the knife that we cut, the trainer, the original Remy Praesus training knife made by Joe Arnold before he passed. Not Jason Arnold, but it's his cousin Joe, who used to do finishing work for Gil Hibben. So there's a few things of this nature. And I would really like to find one or two people that we could give this to take it into the future. Now it may end up staying at my school, because my exit strategy is about finding someone to take my club over someday. But But that was nice of Bobby. I also went over to Kick Connection, which Kick Connection. Remember Maria? We met up at Gil or at Alan Goldberg's Hall of Honors, the Filipina.
A while back, I think. Yes.
During Doug's tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. So I went down to her club once, going to yours, and she had me sit on a testing board. Well,
that's right.
The Dr. G celebration was done in the same town. So I go, oh, you're only a couple miles away. Are you going to be in town? No, I'm going to be in Jerusalem. Okay. Well, coincidentally, I found another club called Kick Connection. They're Dulce Paris and Taekwondo. And I met the kids from the club at the World Championships the GSBA World Championships in Las Vegas, the inaugural year of GSBA. It was right around the corner. I went. I had George with me. We went. We had a good time. And literally, Master Carlos is Maria's brother.
So that's right. Yes. Okay. Yep.
I'm like, holy cow. I didn't know that. So I'm actually going back down next month for our wedding anniversary, and we're going to go sit on a black belt testing board for Dulce Paris while we're down that way.
Right.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good. And like I said, this is the U.S. director for WECAF. We're talking about some things, okay, listen. I'm not a WECAF competitor, but I am a supporter of all the types of sparring out there because they all bring anything that brings attention to the art is good. Sure. It brings positive attention.
Yep. Now,
the other thing is, I went to the Dr. G thing, and here is the program. We all got one to take. And there's a picture that Bob Hubbard did of Dr. G on this side. There's a young Dr. G over there. Dr. G was a big-time tournament official, a judge, a well-sought-after referee during the heydays of the early days of sport karate with Joe Louis, Bill Wallace, Chuck Norris, and all those guys back in the day. He's taught his martial arts free of charge. His whole life. I mean, he charges for, like, when we bring him up. I mean, there's expenses to fly him to Buffalo, but yeah, I was more and more people that trained with him at his home never paid a dime for their training. I'm like, my God, he just wanted the art out there. He has consulted for people like, let's see, start with the biggest name probably is Ed Parker. He's done stuff with Danny Nasano. I was or mentored him a little, or Joe Louis, a whole bunch of people in the Kempo community, Dennis Knacker, Joe Palazzo, yours truly, not in the Kempo community, but in the FMA community. Dr. G is probably, from a teaching aspect, is probably my biggest influence. Definitely made me look at things differently. Probably impacted my career the most, not from a technique thing, but more on delivery systems, developing them and refining them and making me think differently. And I probably got more lessons off the mat than on the mat. I got a stack load of napkins he would write stuff on, and I would just take them. So like, people are like, we should throw this out. No, that's gold. That's the valuable thing here at the table. Take the napkin. I'll kill you.
Yep.
So that was my weekend. I had a blast, and George and I got to hang out.
Good.
Okay, come here. So this show is going to be talking about, like I said, the future. So next week we've got Miss Shia coming on board as the future of martial arts, specifically Filipino martial arts. Will you be quiet? Oh my God, he's going to be like this all day. I took his collar off so I can't grab him. We have Coach Danny coming up. Oh my goodness. Hey, Mike Miller, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are things down in Bradford? And then, did you work with Count Dante? I'm not that old. Did he work? Did you do work with that, or is that as G did work? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to think. At least he's not Pizza though. If Pizza was on board, who knows what would be coming out of Pizza's mouth? And now that I said that, he'll probably
just summoned him.
I wonder if Pizza's actually Renee and he's got multiple computers logging in from different IPs and profiles and making us wonder. Maybe we have no. Maybe he's just got a computer bank. We have nobody watching but Renee.
Right.
So going did work with Kian. I don't know. Going did.
Maybe G. Yeah. G.
Oh, G.
Did work
GYI. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's an autocorrect.
Okay. Hey, how you doing, Harold? All right. And then Renee, that would be a huge delivery. I hate autocorrect. Yeah. I hear you. We're going to be doing an event portion on our show. That's another thing we're going to be doing. So we're going to be listing events that we got coming up. Not just me, but for those who want to see the World Mountain Race Alliance and maybe some other people here and there, we're going to be doing things. Obviously, when Coach Danny comes on board, back up here, we're going to be talking about the PTI camp down in Louisiana the weekend of March 24th through 26th. So, but we're going to be putting some stuff up, sharing information like that. I don't want to say each show, but each night, because sometimes we might be doing double shows. We'll be working on stuff of that nature, making sure we get things out. What do you want?
I think that's their big southern camp, right? Because then the New York one is in the summer, fall, which is, I guess, the big one.
I think that's the one in Brockport by me.
Right.
So that's hosted by Tuhan Jack.
Right. But I mean, so that way they got two big ones, maybe more. Oh my God, you're killing me. Per year.
What's Chris's last name from Vulpes again? I keep forgetting that. It's something S. It's an alias, right?
Oh, yeah, Shanach is alias. But his last name I keep sneaking out because we use the alias so much.
Well, what's the alias? I need to get a hold of him.
SIO.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Rubio. Okay, Crow's mate. Oh, look at that, Paulo Rubio.
Right.
The infamous Paulo Rubio. Okay. All right. I'm going to put myself on mute for a moment. Why don't you share some stuff we've been doing here, brother?
All right. Well, yeah, so I mentioned that I did the Chinese New Year. The thing is, Dan, we have a guy who's down south who wants to start a training group, and he gets people asking him, hey, well, what is your certifications, all that good stuff. And he's got plenty to work on with them, but he doesn't have that. So I looked at some of the things he had, when he's going to start people working on. I gave him some pointers on how to explore and expand that kind of stuff, and then said, hey, look, while we get you your basic instructor, because we'll do that, you're a training group later. Just tell him that. So I'm hoping he'll start a small group and keep that interest going. He's been doing some modern Arnis with me since he was a little boy in the 90s.
Oh, nice. Yep. Yeah. So things are well in Bradford, my friend. Thanks for asking. I hope all's well with you. Great to see you. We've been rocking. I mean, post-COVID, been really, for me, I think if the schools that survived, if they were able to hold on, right, it was a floodgate, with everything, because now, we've had all that time where you couldn't do anything, and now everyone's looking for something to do.
Right.
And no, I'm not ordering pizza. I'm not ordering it. It just must you.
I think it's because
this guy's annoying the heck out of me. Can you guys hear him? I'm assuming you can.
Can't hear.
You can't hear Tyr barking?
Yeah, I can hear Tyr barking. Every once in a while. It's not that bad.
Okay. Well, he's like he's right here. There he goes. Louder. There we go. Why don't you go upstairs, go to Mama?
There you go.
Mama? Go to Mama? He's like, hey, Mama? Mama? So we're going to open up the lines to any questions. So by all means. Oh, Miguel Ruby. Oh my God. This is like it's like everyone's coming out of the woodwork tonight. This is awesome. Miguel, if you guys didn't get to hear, Miguel Ruby was on for 2 episodes because we split the shows. We did Urban Legends of FMA as well as FMA Supplies. He's got probably the best FMA supply company on the West Coast that I know. Okay, he's the best FMA supply coast guy on the West Coast that I know. Well, okay, let's be honest. He's the only guy I know. No. I know a few. I love his stuff because he's got the higher end exotics that you cannot find, like the Kamagong and the stabs and all this. Dude, the dude's got some cool. I mean, a lot of people got rattan. If you're looking for weak calf rattan, everyone's got that. If you're looking for just something to swing, no big deal. But his Kamagong, his Bahi. I got a nice collection of his stuff at my school. If you're looking for some, I took myself off the market when that's going to sounds weird. I stopped selling publicly my martial arts supply, my rattan specifically, because I don't ever know what the next batch is coming in, and I'm saving it for my students. Miguel's got stuff all the time, and it's good material. Okay. He just wants your attention. He's pissed that you were talking to us. Yes, he is. He is.
Right.
And then looking forward to the event of the World Secret Round Internationals. Well, we'll see if I'm hosting that or not. The 2024, I might be hosting the world. Well, I put my name in for it. The World Secret Round Championships might be here in Buffalo. I'm waiting for confirmation one way or another. And hey, Brian, how you doing?
Nice.
Well, actually, it's the World FMA Championships, and I'd look to have Seekeron as part of the event. That's what I'm looking to do. So, yeah. I shouldn't do that. Okay. I'm in the process of working on turning this into a studio here. Because I want better stuff. I got the sound baffles around here, so that works fairly well. But this table we're at is really not conducive. So I'm looking to hang a couple of my monitors, put the cameras in the middle. Actually, I've been looking at YouTube for what a lot of the podcasters do, and I've gotten a lot of good inspiration. So hopefully you'll all be seeing some improvements here on this end. Let me see what else is going on here. Okay, I can shut that down. I don't need things. So, like I said, today's show, it's about the future, what we're doing. I've got a bunch of people. Oh, my God, he's killing me. He's killing me. So we are going to be doing a spotlight on Praces Arnese schools. I know, well, this is FMA Talk, the Modern East Chronicles. So obviously it is about us. But it's not going to be only about us. It's going to be about everybody in the community. And, and obviously very quickly we opened it up to non-Modern Arnese players, from different areas, systems that normally, listen, Modern Arnese and Pikiti Tertia get along, really? But we do. Well, no. I get along with Pikiti Tertia people after the discussion group went off the internet. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it over to you. Listen, why? Okay, so listen, why don't we? Because I was going to have part of this mostly. Yes, me mostly, or you mostly, but we'll talk about. Why don't you take point? I was planning on opening this up for questions, anyways. So if you guys got any questions or suggestions for future shows. Yeah. I'm going to see what I can do about this knucklehead here.
Right, fire them off, and we'll keep track of them.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute this, so otherwise you won't become bullseye with the logo on your forehead.
There you go. Let's see if I can do that anyway. Maybe. No, yeah. If the questions are or good show ideas or partial shows, or hey, you want to come on? We already got Coach Danny says he'll come on. That'll be good. And again, sorry I can't make it there. Let's see, got some things popping in here. Okay. Okay, for the hosting of Secret Run Championships. Yeah, that'll be good. So that's one of the things I like playing with the rest of FMA folks I can in all the different ways, especially things that I'm not used to, which is even better. So Mike, oh, nice one. I had two questions pop up. So that's good. So Michael Miller asks, what is the difference between Modern East and that other system you mentioned that I can't spell, Pakiti Tertia, or all the different branches, or maybe Dakiti Tertia, right? That could be a whole show itself. But also, guess what? There's a lot of similarities too. There's a lot of material that blends real together. That it's just a different take or a different range or a different set of flows. But otherwise feels the same. The nice thing about it is when we play, what we do blends, I think, reasonably well with what they do in it, and we all seem to have a blast and can learn from it. There's no big gotchas, which is nice. Yeah, everybody moves different, but whatever. One costs nice. Oh, okay. Some comments here. I don't know if y'all can see. Renee says one costs less than the other. Romeo Bravio says PDK is half C-Lot.
Well, actually, one of the shows I want to do is what is Modern Arnis, because I think it is probably the most misunderstood system because of the delivery approach that Remy took. And I want to talk about two categories. What Remy taught, Remy's distribution system, and what his end goal would have been. Because he taught as the art within your art, but he truly did want Modern Arnis to be a standalone, self-sufficient program.
Right.
And we can get into why. Well, we've talked about it multiple times, but for those who haven't seen previous issues, why Modern East is different. Let me see here. PTK is half C-Lot. I don't know about that, but because I don't know. I want to play with others, but they seem to be standoffish. I try to play with others. PTK is Leo Gahe and Ed Joffrey, and Arnis is Praces. I don't know. PTK and Modernies got along fine back in the 80s. Remy and Leo, well, that's a different story. I was a Modernist surrounded by PTK guys in Southeast Michigan. If you're willing to put it on the line, they'll respect you. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so let me. This knucklehead just keeps not letting me be. All right, you can come in here. I gave him treats. He thought that would be enough, but no, it's not. Nope. It's never enough. So
he's out of practice. That's all.
I will say this for going back to Michael. The first difference. I mean, there's actually probably more in common with these other arts than different. You got to understand. There's Modern Arnis Philippines and Modern Arnis USA, and when I mean that, I'm not meaning Americans doing Filipino Modern Arnis. I'm saying Remy after he moved to the States, because there are two definitely, and then depending on when you trained, you'd get a different result because he had different evolutions and expressions and exposures by then. One of the biggest influences on Remy was Wally J, and it didn't just affect the locks and controls, but like for me, I started applying the small circle concepts to my disarms, and it changed everything. And I got to believe Remy had already been working on that, but I got a little one-on-one time with Wally, and that just, was like, whoa, hey, that could be applied to the stick real easy.
Yep.
But one of the biggest differences between is because Remy taught individuals as individuals or as a particular style. The biggest, here's the thing. Remy had a better business model. His business model was okay. Okay, think of Remy almost like his approach would be more like an MMA coach. He would go in and see what part of someone's game they need to work on. So you're a karate guy. You're not switching. You're not switching teams. You're staying on karate. But he looks at you and says, "All right, you really need help on weapon disarms. I'm going to focus on that. All right, you could use better, maybe weapon disarms, but better control too. So it works on more of the locks. And even though we say the word Dumog, it's really a lot of mostly small circle jiu-jitsu, and so on and so forth. So Remy would add elements to everybody, and each school or style was looking for something slightly different. And he didn't change their body mechanics. Like, he didn't try to change their body accent. If they did it Korean, he let them do it Korean. But he added the material to take that base system to the next level. Rocky talked about it, in the episode that, Ty, you were in with Frank, and it just happened to be a Sunday night, and I was home. And when you said you woke the Hartman.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Rocky and I were on the show, and we were making some comments on the sides there, contributing. And he made the point that there was only three standalone schools. Rocky was the first that I know of. John Bryant was the second, and then Rocky gave me credit for having the most successful one. Which I'm still around doing. I got a 5,000 square foot facility. I've got around 80 active FMA students. We've got a Goshen Kempo program in there, which has about 15 students, which I don't run. And then I've got a fitness kickboxing program about 30 strong. So the school has numbers, but the core of everything, including the fitness kickboxing, has all been based on the Filipino martial arts. Matter of fact, I have them do stick work in the class. I have them do some blade work in the class. Cardio knife fighting, go figure. Let's get a couple of these. BTK Doce Paras. Okay. Bilintuak and others, traditional / clan-based systems. Modernities is a combination and simplified techniques. That's the difference. I'll agree with a lot of that. Remy took the best. He went around. It's, in many ways, it is Jeet Kune Do before Jeet Kune Do. He took what worked, discarded what didn't work. Okay, he discarded what didn't work for him. Actually, he didn't discard anything. He would train with someone and go, "I like that, and I'm bringing that in." I should visit your place.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. That's awesome. I love Wally J stuff. I train with him with one of his. Oh, that was a weird echo. Tony Maynard, great stuff. Okay, cool. I showed that. Should. Oh, I should visit your place. Yeah, we'd love to have you down, Renee. Remy was interested in self-defense. Exactly. Not making screamadors. So with that one right there, think about this. He's a self-defense instructor. Taking people's art, making them more efficient, using Filipino concepts, but not producing Filipino martial artists. So many of the students out there are a perfect example of what modern Arnis could build, but not Remy's Filipino expression himself.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, in fact, actually, he was actually not teaching you how to move like he did. He was teaching you how to think and react like you could with insights that he gave you.
Yeah. Okay, which really does make more sense. You are far more likely to run up against the tire iron versus another screamer. So here's a good one. And this is what I thought about this the other day. I'm trying to put this in. Okay, here we go. Goshen Kempo. So it was really Shirinji Kempo. We'll talk about it, Joe. But I've got one of the first Shirinji Kempo instructors in my school, right from Japan, who now is no longer with Shirinji, but goes under the brand Goshen. And thank you, Rocky, for that. Actually, I mean, listen, and Rocky, you got to be on the show. We got to talk about this because I think we'd work well. Because I think Rocky's in a very, very, very good place. He understands a lot because he's seen a lot. He's had time to think and digest. He's got a lot of. He's very sage as of late. It's not the Rocky I knew when I was younger, but then again, we were pretty much the same age. We grew up. We were both knuckleheads back then. So so oh, Carl, why were you not in class tonight? Carl attends my classes virtually, so Carl, I haven't seen you on my Monday classes in quite some time. All right. And listen, brother, I love you, man. I love you. Tell Cheryl I said hello. I'll be waiting to see you in class. So let me think. I think the key impetus is the classic stick to empty hand modernized format. Yeah, okay, I got you, Carl. Yeah, I think so. Let's put this in a different context for his approach. Like, so obstruction removal is one of the moves we do. Block check counter, someone blocks, you slap off, you recounter. So we use the sticks to teach open hands and vice versa. But a lot of people start talking about, well, you got to do it this way because the stick's not going to be there long because it's going to rechamber and do all this other stuff. So I'm going to use the DAV as an example. The Deutschland Arnis organization. It's Dieter's organization, Datu Dieter in Germany. At one time, they had, I think, 1,500 members. So let's say that over the years, let's quadruple that number. So that's 6,000 members, let's say, or 6,000 people have come through that program out of all Germany. So maybe 6,000 people know that technique and would know how to counter that technique. There's 83 million people in Germany. I'm not going to worry about stuff like that because now we're cosplaying. We're all trying to cosplay or LARPing like we're the Last Samurai, Lapu Lapu, John Wick. And I see all these covert draws of people. Come on, really? Because you're not going to do that in real and not do time. You sit down. Will you sit down? Do you want to be on the show? Come here. Here, look, Ty wants to say. There's Ty. Look at Ty. You don't want to be on the show? Oh, he just wants me to touch him. Okay.
He wants the attention. Yep.
Hey, Renee, here's your dog, brother, right here. All right, let me get this. I'll let you read these while I keep him quiet.
Okay, we'll try this again. Let's see where we got. Let's see. Where we are. So Tyler says, I like to group schools in 5 groups.
Oh, no. Can you see that? No, I got Harold on the screen.
Oh, okay. Harold says they become different because of rules in arena. Sure. Rules will always change what you're going to do. If you're smart, you'll use them to your advantage. And Rocky says,
wait a minute. We're not looking. Okay. What's on the screen right now?
Oh,
you can't see
way up there.
Door and Arnis door.
Okay, there we are.
Okay.
Harold,
I'll click the rest as we go.
All right, good. So Escrimador and Arnisador are just the same. The term is only different in native language. Escrima and Arnis are interchangeable, depends on where you're located. Yep, a preference. And Tales goes on. That's what I was started at. Okay. Like the group of schools in 5 groups. Cebuano style, Doce Pares, Balentuac, and those Modern Arnis, who's the son of both Cebuano styles, but with a contemporary approach. Family styles, De Campo, 1, 2, 3. Kitty Tirche, etc. The American Pinoy styles, Inosanto, Latosa, and the new styles, Sayak, FCS. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an interesting breakdown. Let's see. And that's where they become, different because of the rules. And Rocky, just a truth in general. Life is too short to continue being a butthead.
Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. Look who else. Sean Kelly joined us.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Sean.
Hey. This is thank you, Tim, for being an ambassador, sharing your skills and vast knowledge. Salute, my brother.
Oh, my goodness. Hello. Hey.
And Coach Danny.
So this dog is a Rottweiler, the tallest Rottweiler I've ever seen. And then I've got a pit bull upstairs. Well, it's a chameleon because every time a vet saw her while she was getting a new home, became a different breed. And everything but a pit bull, but she's a pit bull. She's like 80 pounds. She's supposed to be like this Mastiff boxer breed, but I'm like, I used to be best friends with a Mastiff. Not the girl that owned her, but just the dog. And I love this, the dog and all of its brothers and sisters. We all got along. And 150, 160, 60, 200 pounds. That's my kind of thing. Tier's a little lightweight. He's only 170 pounds. Right, buddy? Okay.
Only.
This is probably why I get along with the dog brothers.
There you go.
All right, buddy. So, and like I said, we'll have to do a show on that. I mean, there's a lot of things, but I think there's you got to look at modern East players in two different categories. One of which is the art within your art, which probably 95% of the people trained that way. Mm. And then it's a standalone system. And Remy had a standalone, self-sufficient program if you trained it enough, if you put the work in. The material was all there, and you didn't have to translate stick to open hand and vice versa. It was done for you already. We do traditional punching and kicking and stuff, but a lot of times you didn't teach it because they were already in karate schools and they didn't want to do. I mean, I remember teaching a stick seminar for a Taekwondo school, and basically I ended up doing open hand pattern. Like, Tim, that's cool, but we already do this shit. Show me something I don't already know. I'm like, okay. The learning curve of being a seminar instructor. But the thing here is, it's good for me to understand that, because it's like, I'm like, why doesn't Remy teach this? And then my friend goes to me, dude, why are you teaching me shit I already know? I don't need you to teach me this. I need you to teach the stuff that you have and I don't. So I'd really like to do a show on what modern arnis. I want to do modern arnis versus praesis arnis. I mean, I've been told in the past I don't do modern arnis, and you know what? I think they're right in that context of I do it as a standalone program, not to enhance what you're already doing. So if you want to look at what Remy did, you look at people like you and I who committed to the art, and Rocky. If you want to know what the results of training in modernist and still maintaining your primary art, then you look at the rest of the modernist community. Because I think, if you look at Brian Z, he's a good example of what you could take modernist and blend it with Kempo. Kenny, Okinawan martial arts, Chuck, Judo and Tang Sudo, and then fill in the blanks. Or am I off?
Yeah, there's a room to do whatever you want to do with when you're going for it. But yeah, I like to take it for just it is what it was, if I could.
Well, there was definitely a push at the end. Remy was trying to standardize the techniques more, and less of a you could do that, and said, no, do it this way.
Right.
Chad saw it. I saw it. You were telling me you saw it.
Yep.
I hate saying the forms because, it's the forms. But, Remy was standardizing it. We shot a video at the Michigan camp that didn't go well, so he had me reshoot it by myself. And at the Atlanta camp, I taught it all by myself. I said, Tim, I took all the black belts. I said, teach them the way it's supposed to be from now on. Now, that being said, I've got a whole bunch of people who've always said, I do it the original way I was taught, not anything else afterwards. Even if Remy would have changed it, is what they're saying, so. But here we go. What's this? Arnis and the Eskrima are guarded art exclusive for clans. Every clan has its own art and technique, I would say at one time, but not anymore. I mean, you go to the Philippines and everyone's teaching it. Everyone's trying to make a buck out of it over there. Go to Lynetta Park.
Right.
There's some good martial artists in Lynetta Park. And then there's everybody else. Twitch.
You get a wide range.
So, that is history. Yeah. No, I get you. Yep. I agree with you on that. Okay. And actually, though, that being said, that's the same, where some matters joined together for Dos de Pares, which is also the 12 clan, but that is kind of a story. I mean, not say story, I'm not saying that way, but that's pretty much how a lot of things where people, there, like with the Fu and the karate, everyone had their own family style. Then less people started teaching it, and they started going underneath somebody else, and eventually becomes one art versus 15 different arts.
Right.
Or am I off on that one, Ty?
No, I mean, yeah. it's going to do that anyway eventually.
I mean, some people just don't want to teach anymore,
Right.
or don't have the aptitude to teach. I mean, just because you're good at the art doesn't mean you're good at teaching it.
Right. Let's see.
Somebody was supposed to take him upstairs. Somebody didn't do it.
Wow. Siete pares, yeah, 12 pares, right?
Let me see if I can make this happen here.
I don't know if you saw those or not already.
Which ones?
From Harold.
Oh no, I started reading those, and then
Okay.
Yeah, we went through that. We got a lot of people on watching the show today. That's pretty cool to have that many people watching it live.
Especially considering we just started tagging up and saying, "Hey, we're back." That's
yeah. Well, I meant to put it out like 2 weeks ago, and you know how that goes.
And I just got back from traveling yesterday. I was not tracking stuff.
So everybody, I said Ty an invite. I sent him the wrong invite, but he's like, "Oh shoot, I forgot all about it."
Right, I was not tracking.
Yeah, and I put out the announcement. It's just been one thing after another. And I'll get better at this. Like I said, we got next year's show already worked out. Or next month, next week's show already worked out. Oh, here we go, Danny. Do you feel the differences as to training methods, different specific techniques, or the core the same but different perspective? If we're talking about modern arnis, I think a lot of times when Remy would teach a move, he would teach it. The thing here is, I think with the modern arnis people who look to add on versus to learn by itself, and I think a bunch of people learned as an add-on and then tried making those steps to doing it as a standalone program. I think there's a bunch of people that generally wanted to do that, but they just didn't have the time to go through all that. But, the thing here is, I would see people do something and Remy would tailor it to the crowd. Mm-hmm. So if he was doing it for a karate group, it'd be different than a Kempo group, than different to a jiu-jitsu group. So he was really good at tailoring it to the people who were there. But the essence still was there. Mm-hmm. And I've had people, well, Tim, do you think, they'd have me critique the technique? I'm like, well, Tim, would you do it this way? I go, no. But then again, I'm not blending it with what because of how it was put in your system, the adapter piece, basically, this is there. Oh, Ty, is that a skull on your desk? We don't want to talk about that. Don't ask him that. Don't go there. Next thing you know is you're going to ask who it is. And now it's on. Right. Big Brother's watching. But no, but I think there's like some nuances that would be different. And a lot of times people say, well, Tim, what would you have done? Well, I would have done that. Well, why not this? Because I'm not blending it with what you are doing in it, and it's what you're putting it in with. Right. So, but I think the moves listen, the moves are the moves of the moves. But the flavor changes. Flavor, I think, is the best way. When you put something in there. I mean, whether or like look at colors. Okay, you take black, you put white in, it becomes gray. It's no longer black. You couldn't make it without black and white, but it's no longer black. And if you put more black in, it goes one way. If you go more white, it's the other way. But it's not that color anymore. It's a new color.
Right.
So, okay, here we go. What's Rocky got for us? Why don't you take that one?
Fun. Oh, there we are. Yeah, okay. It's a nice long one. Okay. So Rocky, he'll always stick up for Remy as far as him wanting to teach modern ace as a self-defense art. But the problem was he taught less than a handful of people Eskrima, and then he got upset when we tried to get others involved to take it to the next level. Then he did mellow by the time Tim got more involved, and he did teach Tim and a few others more traditionally. Unfortunately for Rocky, by then they weren't speaking anymore. Regardless, Rocky's still glad that he did start teaching others the more advanced stuff, and then he continued. Yeah, that's a bummer, but
yeah, I mean, Remy opened the door for me to work Balintawak, and I think that's two things. He wanted me to make me a better stick fighter, Because I mean, the thing is, he goes to me, Tim, you will if you want to become a good stick fighter. Ted will teach you to become a stick fighter. I'm like, I thought you already did that for me, and I would spar, stick spar, not play, spar with gear and beating the crap out of each other with people from all styles. So in Rochester, there's 2 Pikiti groups. Well, no longer. There was 2 because at the time Doug Marcada was with Leo Gahe. Well, he started with Bill, then there's some connection with him and McGrath. I don't know if he was part of McGrath's organization, but I know, and maybe that was before the split. But he definitely. There was Doug Marcada and there's Jack Latour.
Mm.
Now, Doug's younger brother used to come to Buffalo. I think it was RJ, and he used to hang out and play with our group, and he and I used to get into it. Oh my God, those are phenomenal matches. Couldn't get close to me without me hitting him because he was, he's very short style. But my God, once we got in and short range, I needed a crowbar to get him off me. And I remember vividly, he does this uppercut poke to my chin. I reel back and drop the hammer back on him. And even people afterwards, like, you guys don't like each other. I go, no, we love each other. This is great. If that's how you guys express love, I want no piece of it. I'm like, dude. But RJ was great. I didn't know Doug at the time. I mean, Jack. I'd met Jack once. But, I mean, a lot of things with Jack, he doesn't travel as much because he has commitments to his family, which are paramount. And you can't fault anyone for that. Let me go. Here we go. Boom. I wrote down to him. There's a lot of good players, fighters, players/fighters, but not good teaching. Yeah. Now, we talked about the skull already. And some attempting to fill the gaps. Yep. Different seasoning. Yep. Prior to this split with Doug. Okay, now there we go. So that explains the setup there. I figured that was the case, but I wasn't. Bill puts up. I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but Bill puts up some footage, and he's beating the crap on this dude. I'm like, oh, dude, that's Doug Marcada. I guess at that time this will not kill. or maybe it was. But I try to get along with all these guys. I don't want to. I try, but sometimes my personality is just too polarizing, as Mr. Paulo Rubio was talking about. I got some Guy Fieri type hair going on. Although I haven't had a haircut in a long time. I got to wait till Wednesday. Janice has been doing it, and she's been doing okay, but it's not her profession, so. I'm finally getting into the person who does my hair next week, Wednesday. Just before I go to Jacksonville. Teach down there. So, all right. So we got a show. We're already going to talk more about what Modern East actually is, which actually I was thinking about that today prior to today's conversation. I would like to dig in deep. And here's what I'm going to say about this. Some people say they know what Modern East is because he was interviewed at one time. Well, if anyone knew Remy, first of all, I don't trust anyone that would interview Remy and didn't ask the same dang questions 3 to 5 times because you would get different answers. Furthermore, even if you got it right 100% that time, Remy had course corrections all the time. Or, no, actually, think about Remy. He was on a perpetual martial art walkabout.
Right.
And wherever the winds blew, that's where he went. And with his martial arts expression as well. So there's a lot of things in Modern East that weren't seen by many people because he was working on different themes. And if you weren't around, he taught a rotating program. But if you weren't around for that first rotation, you may not have seen it. And if you only went to camp once a year, there's a lot you would have missed. Actually, I learned cooler things, I think, at times at the seminars than I ever did at the camps. Because he would start sparking when he had a short period of time. And at the camp, we were kind of brain fried at time to ask too many questions. But that was 4 days of training. And we were doing, the shortest day was 6 hours.
Right.
But yeah. So we got kids in martial arts. We're going to talk about that. I got constantly evolving. Exactly. Coach Danny's going to be on the show. We got him coming up in February. What I'm going to do is feature our 6 Braces Artiste schools. Well, 5 because I'm the first one. Because we now have 5 or 6, including my own, dedicated Braces Artiste schools, whether they're full time or part time. We now have 6 schools that are teaching Braces Artiste as their primary system. I think that's wonderful. That's awesome, and so that you're going to get a different vibe. 3 are in Canada and 3 are here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the WMA Canada show. Well, actually, what I want to do, I wouldn't mind having them all on, the Canadians all at the same time, but I'd really like to try to feature these guys individually. So we'll see. We might do we might have a Braces Artiste show and have everyone on. So you'd probably have to take point on that one. That's fantastic. Yep, yes, it is, Sir Danny. Sir Danny. Oh, now I'm Filipino now. I'm talking Filipino-ish. I don't have anything much more. Oh. No system is perfect. Every system has its best and worst. Exactly. That's why, as a Artisador / a Screamador, we evolve, adapt from other systems, and that was what Remy Braces did. GM Remy Braces did, and called it Modern Artiste. Yeah, I did I not say what? Wait, what do you mean, Sam? I didn't say you wouldn't be part of that. You're one of the schools. So, all right, here we go. In the United States, we have Wolfpack Martial Arts in Ohio, Sam Wolf. We have Silver Dragons Martial Arts, Tuhan Brock. His Tuhan title comes from something else, and that's why we don't do Tuhan in our system. But just that's how we know this. We have Horizon Martial Arts, the World Monarchs Alliance headquarters. In Canada, we have Craig Mason with Sudbury Martial Arts. Greg Hiltz is at Hiltz Martial Arts, if I've got that right. And Tsunami Martial Arts by Chris Workman. And our Cued Unyo, how you doing?
Wow.
Good to hear you. Yes.
Magandang umaga.
Yeah, so that'd be Magando Umaga. Yep. There'd be morning. I have to think about that. Yeah, it is morning there.
That's right.
It's 13 hours difference now.
Well, see, I forgot
and
that part.
Guy Po GM Unyo from Sir Harold. So, okay, let's see. And now my messages are coming through on this other side. Okay, I'm also waiting to hear back from Chris from Vulpus Blades. I got a present in the mail over the weekend, and he's got a new blade he's doing. His artisan blades, and I'd really like to have him. I want to talk. He's been on the show. I want to talk about what new developments he's had since he's been on here. So I'd like to. I'm looking forward to hearing from him. There's a bunch of shows. We're gonna have to figure out schedule wise because I know there's at least one person we need to do on a Sunday, or a Saturday. It would be Mr. Medina.
Yes.
And right now, unfortunately, it's a good thing for me. I've been doing a lot of workshops. I got scheduled for the new year. Actually, it's crazy. I just looked on the website and I realized I don't have them up on the website. I have them in my announcement. Actually, there's a few missing. Actually, it's Facebook. I was really fall behind. But I do wanted to share. I did want to share one specifically because he's the first one this year to get a schedule into me. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Wasn't me,
and the person of all people, no one's going to believe this, from our group. Who am I speaking about there, Ty? Who's terrible at giving me seminar announcements?
PG's him. I don't know.
No.
Craig.
PG Chad.
Oh yes. Yeah, no, I saw he posted one for this thing in the beginning of February.
No, he didn't post it. I posted. Well, no,
Oh,
he put a JPEG out. And I made it a Facebook event today
right.
for the World Organization. And so then right here we go. So, Modern East Seminar with Punong Guro Chad Doolin. This will be at Cornerstone Martial Arts in I cannot pronounce Hakkasan. Is that how you say that? Hakkasan, Delaware.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So in addition to being a modern, actually, I really cannot tell you all the things that PG Chad is trained in, but over the years, one of the things, in addition to the modern, he's also done Saya Kali and other things.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's done some Silat. I know he's been doing Taekwondo, and he's a small circle jiu-jitsu and all this other stuff. I mean, he's a quasi operator. That's all I'll say. So he's got some practical street martial arts in him. For those who've known like Coach Danny and Iron Tree, you know who I'm talking about. You know, you've seen him and stuff. I think Coach Danny saw him. I'm not sure. I think you guys met Coach Danny, right? Yeah. So if you're in the Delaware, Maryland, Philadelphia area, I think it's like an hour from Philly. You should go check him out. Top notch guy. And look, $35. That's dirt cheap for 3.5 hours.
Yep.
You know. But I'm waiting for people, Ty and Sam and others to get their shit in like they're supposed to, because I do put this up on the web. You know, the reason why my page or the website is all Tim Hartman is because the rest of the members for this year have not put stuff in there. Okay, here we go. So, boom. Do you show direct? Okay. Do a show directing a subsystems. Cruzada de Mano, Dumag, Mankal, and Maranga Balintawak. That would make for some good back and forth talk. Well, maybe somebody should show up on the show. What do you think about that, Ty?
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, who would want to talk? Ty, do you know anyone who could actually address this topic?
There's probably a few people here. Let's see.
That wouldn't be Rocky Passwick, would it?
Right, exactly.
Okay. And he goes, yeah, he met him. Okay, there you go. Datu. Oh, Chris, how you doing? Chris is making some weird shit, by the way. He's got weird, like, this is like a baseball bat he made with metal plates on it.
Nice.
Dissecting. Yeah, we know what you meant. And then very knowledgeable and friendly. And, what was this? June 15th, Finland. If you have a space on your site. Well, this is for the WMA members, but we're more than happy to help put it out there. And I've got people out there. Remind me to give you some contact information, because there's a FMA school out there that might be interested in hooking up with you. They're in Pori, Pori, Finland. And there's I think there's multiple locations there. But I would make for the introduction. Oh, and this is the Japanese War Club. Okay. It just looks like a baseball bat with metal plates on it. But I'm going to have to look this up to see if it exactly exists. It could be that he's, knowing Chris, he could just be LARPing again.
Kanabo.
Do you Kanabo weapon? Okay. Kanabo. Okay, no, that's got a lot of spiky. It's not platey. It's all. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. You know. Which is the one I like? I think I like this one the most so far. Oh no. This has got like a Negan vibe to it. You know, if you're into Walking Dead, which I just finished, by the way, and I won't ruin it Well, I'll ruin it. It ends. There you go. The show's over. Now there's the spinoffs. There we go. I mean, how the hell would you make that kind of thing? Look at those spikes coming out. That's badass. That's why I like martial arts. We make up weird shit. Lots of variety. Okay. I just enjoy listening and commenting. This and Dean's have some nice back and forth with no drama or BS. It's our personalities he likes. Or lack thereof.
There you go.
Actually, you know what? Considering this is a modern age show, we got a lot of people who are outside the scope of that are coming in. You know what? I really want to thank everybody who tunes in because it is nice. It's nice to know you guys are, find that there's some value. So I was talking to Tuhan Bobby Ladra, and he goes, I go to the gym and listen to this while I work out. Sometimes you guys are still talking. Like, yeah, we used to do 2-hour shows. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I have some with spikes too. Is that the one that you just put the bolts into it? All right, here we go. Datu Tim, we will be having a national tournament. War Brotherhood, Sikran. Yep. The Olympic Committee. Hope to see you there. So unfortunately, I cannot. I was planning on coming. I will not be in the Philippines at that time. Although there is talks about doing the World Championship here in the United States, and I've put my name in for a location. I'm doing the World FMA Championships, and I told them I was more than willing to put in Sikran divisions for them to have. You are the Felix and Oscar of Modern East. We both dress better than that, so it doesn't matter. When and where? Buffalo, New York. 10 minutes. Okay, so it's in West Seneca, New York, where my school's located. Got the location right by. It will be October of 2024. Yes, I know it's the odd couple. I was just trying to say that I don't think neither one of us Oscar was a slob. I don't think either one of us is a slob. There we go. And just plain weird couple. Okay, now that I can deal with. The weird couple.
Yep.
I am the great Cornholio. Okay, now people are going to be like, what the hell is Hartman doing? Rocky said Beavis and Butthead. I had to do my thing. We're also going to talk about, can you have fun doing martial arts?
I hope so. Well, otherwise, why are you doing it?
And Rocky liked that one. Okay, there we go. There's a bunch of things we have planned, but we also want to hear suggestions. Is there someone you guys want to hear from that we would have access to? You can at the festival. Is there someone that, if you guys know someone that you think would be a good fit for us, that's available on Monday nights or whatever that is in their time zone, we're more than happy to take suggestions. If there's an interest, we're working on a couple things right now. One of the series I want to do, or at least maybe in 1 or 2 shows, is bring on the Praces Sarnese schools, showing that you can have a school that's dedicated to the teaching of Filipino martial arts as the primary, not the secondary or tertiary. And there's nothing wrong with doing it that way, but it can be done. It doesn't have to be the ugly stepchild of the martial art world, So also, if you guys have, if you haven't already done it, if you haven't seen it, I've been posting a lot of stuff. We've been doing TikTok videos, which we've been repurposing for Instagram and Instagram Reels, as well as YouTube Shorts. Love to see you. Go to if that's something you're interested in looking at. Datu Hartman works for most of the things fairly well. I'm trying to figure out how to get. Allegedly, I'm on the Facebook Reels as well, but I can't find out where they are. I mean, it doesn't show up in my feed, and maybe it's because I'm the one putting it up there. But I will be repurposing. But if you go to Tim Hartman versus Datu Tim Hartman, they're there. Actually, been doing pretty good. The shorts, I've been averaging over 1,000 per video. One's a little light, My seminar one, the seminar announcement, that's got 90 views. I didn't expect that much on there. And then but besides that, the lowest one we had so far is 748 views, and that's Heaven Six and Wally. All right, here we go. Good night, guys. I'm an old fart. Oh, I know. I'm old, fat, tired, can't stay up. Oh, hey, Justin, what's going on? Details on how to run a successful martial arts school. Rare to find. Actually, Justin, I'm just was talking to Joey today, and we're talking about doing some classes up in Rated Combat Arts. Doing a seminar on, taking things to the next level, how to utilize rotating curriculum, advertising, like a lot of different ABCs. One of the things, yeah. One of the things I think you guys are ahead of. Let me ask you this, Justin, real quick. Do you have your guys all wear your clan T-shirt? As we wait for the delay, because there is a slight little delay here. So listen, guys, if you ever think about teaching martial arts or running an FMA school, I was the first guy to have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Buffalo. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I'm still a white belt with 2 stripes. Okay. So that's the first step right there. Most of them do. School has a uniform. When I used to have a guy from Canada come down, Rich Bopet, was teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because he's coming to train our niece with me. This is how the whole thing started. And then somebody else eventually, that was Rich Bopet, and then eventually Jerry DeSano, and then now I'm not doing anything with him at the moment. But I've had, like I said, a lot of the guys that have schools in Buffalo, a good chunk of them actually started in my school until a certified Gracie guy came in. They went right because they wanted Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. So, we lost them to them. And to be honest with you, I didn't like the headache. It's just it wasn't the primary focal point. It didn't bring in a lot of money, and for the few people, it brought in a lot of drama. It was better off not having it because it's not what I do. If I was running it, would have been different because I understand belt structure, class structure, and stuff. But these guys were just it was a hobby for them, and I don't blame them. You don't go to school to learn how to teach martial arts. You go to a martial arts school to learn how to do martial arts, and you find yourself in a teaching role. But one of the things we did is when we were doing jiu-jitsu, we were doing no gi. From the moment we went to gi, because the guy wanted to teach some gi techniques as well, which is also practical because you can do this someone wearing a leather jacket or winter coat or a denim jacket. The retention rate of the club increased significantly. People want to be part of the team. You go to any sports game, you will see people in the crowd, the spectators, wearing the jerseys. Okay? Everyone has uniforms. The scouts have uniforms. Police have uniforms. Firemen have uniforms. I mean, they're boom. That could just simple be a T-shirt, a matching T-shirt that everyone has. And if you push that brand, that's going to go a long way. That's one of the first things because I was up. I'll give you the last example. Then I'm going to probably wrap it up here. I was up at the CNE, which is the Canadian National Expo, big event up in Toronto. Yeah, thanks. So there was my friend Rudy Casico, the late Rudy Casico, has a martial art program. His team comes out there. They're all Century made a splice uniform, which is part black, a black uniform and a red uniform spliced together. Looked badass. There's a long 3/4 sleeve and a sleeveless version. They still make them. I'm not sure if Century Canada gets access to them still, but we've used them in our club. They look really nice. They come out, they're looking like a team. They'll pop. They're doing their forms. They're doing the Sinwalis. Their disarms. Amazing. They're done. Who follows up is a Jeet Kune Do school. They didn't have matching shirts. They didn't have matching shorts. They didn't have matching pants. Hell, they didn't even have matching shoes. It looked like a bunch of guys working out in the gym. And that's the problem. I have two types of clothing I wear. I will dress up in a full traditional gi, karate gi because it's hard to get Filipino stuff that fits right, or I'll go more. I'll go golf shirt with cargo pants, and like Ty and I'll be at events, and we're they'll be like Ty and then Craig and then Chad. There'll be like 4 or 5 of us, and we are all dressed the same.
Mhm.
It's a standard. You look professional. That's what we got to do. And long as you're leading by example, people will follow. Lead by example, follow by choice. Okay, that's what you want to think about. And if you start sitting there and say, "Hey, dude, I'm not asking for a lot, but I need you in that gi," if they went to BJJ class, they'd have to wear the gi, unless it was a no gi class. And then when we're talking gear, like if you're doing boxing gloves, or if you're doing, well, let's say you're going to do fight shorts, then they all should wear the same fight shorts. They should all look the same. You can just sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I want the school shirt with black shorts or black pants. I don't want nothing on them." Or maybe you're looking to get some stuff done. Okay, I call modern dance. I call modern dance and not modern arnis. They are teaching. There's no foundation. Okay, just twirling, making especially in yeah. I watched the Sea Games. The problem I had with the Sea Games, they talked about traditional forms and their modernist players. Those forms did not exist. None whatsoever. So I understand what you're saying there, Harold. And here we go. Boom. Uniform creates a sense of unity and professionalism. Boom. Matter of fact, I think this year I'm including a T-shirt with the camp, so we all have the same T-shirt. So then when we do that photo op, there's nothing like a photo with everyone matching. When we did the camp this year, we did the black belt grading, everyone had the bull shirts on. That was amazing. We had 40, 50 people on the floor all matching. Mm-hmm. There's that presence. Ty, what do you got for us?
I got nothing. I just been traveling a lot lately. Next month I'm going to be back down in Texas doing the Montoya's annual event.
Okay, so that would be
fair. You what?
And that's going to be.
That's like the 10th or something like that. The weekend of.
Is that 10th. An open event?
It is an open event. You just have to know about it. So okay. If I know you, consider me have invited you.
Are you staying down and doing other things while you're down there?
No, because these were too far apart. I had to do them separately just for a couple days each.
Because obviously, whenever, usually Ty, when he goes down to Texas, he does 3 to 5 events. But once we we'll have more events. If you want to look for events for the organization, worldmodernist.com or wmodernist.com, both URLs will get you to our thing. Then there's the event section. You'll be able to look at all the stuff that we got going on, or a good chunk of the stuff that we got going on. Where in Texas, my friend?
Bryan College Station area, home of the Aggies.
Where's that in between?
Sort of in between all of the 3 big cities, in between Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
It's like right in the middle.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. Well, but Danny, you can always, if you're thinking about making a side trip, you know how to get a hold of Ty. He can always give you the 411. All right. Well, Ty, did you see the intro that we had?
Yes, that was pretty cool. You a lot of work there you keep doing on these things.
Backed by popular debate.
There you go.
I go to Janice. Do you think the intro is a little cheesy with the 2 outlines? Like I kept your photo, your panel. I liked your panel. I think your panel rocks. Mine needed to be updated. And then I got the 2 of us with the new photo of you in there. So, but all right, guys. So the only thing I'm going to talk about so I got 2 things going on this month. This weekend, I've got the hybrid seminar. We're going to do a little stick boxing, a little Panatukan, a little disarming. No. Dimbrenko says hi. Oh my God.
Very good.
Oh my goodness. Dim. I missed it. Actually, I want to have you on the show for some other stuff too. We got a bunch of, there's a couple things that are coming down the pike that are bigger that we're going to be talking about. And Dean has some projects he's working on. I'm going to be helping talk about and promote and stuff, and then we'll get some other things going. But that's all I got. Man, this is the lowest it's been, 18 people. We've been rocking this show. It was up to 27 live. And for being live, that's a lot for us.
Yep.
So either you guys were waiting to watch the train wreck.
Yeah, right.
Or they kind of missed us. We are going to try to keep these shows a little shorter or split the topics. Modern East theme episodes. There we go. When's the next one? Dean? Steve Benko. Enjoy the show. Thanks for a great week. Have a great week. Yep. Yeah, next week we're talking about the future, the kids in the martial arts, Filipino martial arts. Can it happen? Well, I got one that's going to come on the show and talk about that. I'm next. Okay. Well, just message me. So I'll be on the next episode for Modern Arnis. I think I know what the topic is. What is the secret hidden technique of modern Arnis? All right, listen, guys. As always, it's a pleasure. The decades. Yes, we're talking about that, like the breadth. I don't know of anyone in the States that was interactive for the quantity of years that I was. So that's why we're going to be talking about like what happened and had the context to know what happened in the 70s and the 80s. Well, I mean, I was there for the 80s. I was a 60s child, meaning I was born then. Not the other kind. Yo, dude. So, all right. Well, listen, Ty, any closing thoughts?
Got nothing. Just trying to get back in the swing of things. Glad to have everybody help us. So that was great.
Love having everyone back here. Listen, as always, everybody, please stay safe and stay sane. This is Datu Tim.
And PG Ty.
See you all soon.